But you've been out this since 2008.
Correct. Yeah.
I think I uploaded my own first personal video on YouTube in like 2008. It just started. It was me, and it was actually me on that elephant I talked about.
Really?
Yeah.
A small-eared elephant.
It was a big one because I was in Africa.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But Google bought YouTube, what, in 06?
07?
07.
07, so just after, okay.
Yeah, so I think that was when I first started using it. But back then, there was no one on YouTube.
There were a lot of bits and bobs. I mean, if we go back in time to 2006, 2007, we met YouTube pretty early in that story arc, because my previous startup was in digital video as well. We were the first people to commercialize video on a mobile phone. So if we look at the story arc of YouTube, it was people uploading sort of random events in their lives. The tagline to the company at that time was "Broadcast Yourself."
Yeah, I remember that.
And so it was really a chance to, if you imagine, take a video, create a URL, and send that URL then to your friends on your social graph. And your social graph at that time was probably fairly limited to email. Right, this was early days of MySpace. Right. But in terms of the ability to just upload something onto the internet, and capture a bit of footage was totally unique and drove that platform.
Yeah, in retrospect, it seems like a no-brainer, like so much tech. But at the time, it was really special, wasn't it?
It was really special. And even going back to my previous startup, we looked at doing and patented a similar capability of videoing something from a mobile phone, anything, and then creating that URL and doing a peer-to-peer network. So instead of it being a hub like YouTube, it would just be the ability to send it to your friend's mobile phone as a long HTML message. Then you click on it and you can watch it anywhere in the world. So at the time, the reason we met YouTube was we were starting to think in the same direction, but they really nailed it because they built a platform not only of content but also of audience. And then once there's audience, then over time, audience attracts money. And then if you have content, audience, and money, then you start to attract the world.
Well said.
That's the end of the interview, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that says it all. I didn't think about it. So they weren't trying to scramble after monetization. They just wanted to build people that uploaded the videos, then build the audience, and then the money comes after that.
I can't speak for them. I mean, even in those days, you had little toaster adverts that popped up for like ringtones and stuff. You may remember that. Or click-throughs to sort of, very small flash-based video games. So in the early days, it was extremely early adopters of advertising on YouTube. I think their model, if they had a model, was just let's create a place for video on the internet, and video is going to be big. The guy who put the first, and I believe only venture check into YouTube, was also looking at investing in a previous business of mine, and that's how I really started to understand a little bit about platform versus content as well. He's a pretty smart guy. He was the CFO of PayPal before that. He's a partner at a venture firm. You can Google him if you want to know more. The idea, though, that we dodged towards content because his thought was there's going to be many, many more platforms built off the back of the YouTube success. So the idea is if there's a pendulum that swings between content and distribution at that time was overfunded and content was underfunded. So we went for the other side of the pendulum and licensed a whole boatload of content and kind of then waited for the pendulum to switch back. And that's still happening today, I feel.